Okay, let's talk about this actually. I mean, I brought it up earlier, but and I am intrigued. I might have to look more into this, but okay. So Weezer bassist Scott Schreiner's wife was shot by cops and then booked for attempted murder. This is crazy. Say it ain't so. Oh, thank you. The wife of Weezer bassist Scott Schreiner was shot by cops and booked for attempted murder, the Post can confirm. The incident went down on Tuesday in the Eagle Rock neighborhood of Los Angeles. Okay. The chaotic scene outside the house. Cops responded to a request for backup in locating 3 misdemeanor hit and run suspects who fled a freeway crash scene and ran into a residential neighborhood around 3:25 p.m. per an LAPD press release. While officers were searching for the suspects, they observed a female who was later identified as Schreiner's wife, Jillian Shriner, 51, armed with a handgun outside her residence. Police said they yelled for her to drop the gun numerous times, but she refused. Jillian then pointed the handgun at the officers and opened fire. Oh my God. Whoa. So police fired shots and struck her with at least one bullet. While the LAPD confirms that the musician's wife was hit by gunfire, she was struck in the shoulder. Cops said Jillian retreated into her residence after being struck, but later came outside with another female identified as the family's babysitter and was taken into custody. Ooh, the self-described rock wife, that's embarrassing, was transported to a local hospital by Los Angeles Fire Department paramedics, where she was treated for a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Police also disclosed they recovered a 9mm handgun from her home. Jillian has several photos at the firing range. Fucking who cares? Who cares if she goes to the firing range? That's stupid. Jillian has since been booked for attempted murder. LAPD also shared that no officers or any of the community members were hurt during the incident and confirmed that Jillian was not involved in the earlier hit and run. What? Well, then. She wasn't involved in the hit and run. Well, then. What? Well, who was involved in the hit and run? Why were they targeting her then? The Post has reached out to Weezer and Jillian's reps and the LAPD for comment. Her representative confirmed she was shot, but would not speak about the details. What? Okay, she wasn't involved in the hit and run. Well, then why did they not go find the person who was? KTLA obtained footage from the crash that caused the manhunt. They also spoke to the eyewitnesses who described watching one of the suspects walk away from the scene. I saw a gentleman walking on the shoulder, so my brother and I went over and assumed that he was leaving the scene of an accident. She claimed that she and her brother chased after him, and when they did, the male tried to run to the opposite side of the freeway and fell down. Who cares? Who was involved in the... He was bleeding from his head and his knees. However, that didn't stop him from allegedly jumping over the side of the freeway and down an embankment. I chased him down the side of the freeway. Leave him alone. He had a bag and a sweater. I got his bag. I got his sweater. And me being so old, I couldn't keep up with the guy. I chased him into the park and I lost him. Yeah, so she just so happened to be outside with a gun while cops are looking for 3 hit and run suspects that ran off the freeway. She had nothing to do with them. Did the cops find the suspects? She got a gun to protect herself, but why not put the gun down when the cops showed up? What I want to know is like why If those cops were the ones that were responding to the hit and run, why the fuck were they in her neighborhood and stopping her? She should have pretended to be on the phone using a wet wipe. It worked for that other woman. Did it though? She did get arrested. Oh, wait. One of the hit and run people broke into her house. So she turned a gun on him, but then the cops showed up. So she turned the gun on the cops. Well, that's not good. Um, okay. Free her. Wonder if there's any updates. Okay. Looks like we have a so wife of Weezer bassist appears in court in LAPD shooting. Case charges not yet filed. Wife of Weezer bassist Scott Shriner, who was shot and injured by LA police and arrested on suspicion of attempted murder after pointing a gun at officers, appeared in court on Wednesday. Jillian Shriner was released after posting $1 million bond. The shooting happened in Eagle Rock last month when the LAPD was assisting California Highway Patrol officers in their search for 3 suspects in a hit and run on the 134 freeway. Police released body cam video last week showing the moment officers opened fire on the 51-year-old author. Footage shows Shriner walking out of a home armed with a gun as police searched for the suspects. Police allege the footage shows Shriner firing her gun at officers. During Wednesday's hearing, prosecutors say they were waiting on evidence from investigators to decide on charges. The matter remains under investigation, and we are working with all of the law enforcement agencies on this case, which has not been formally presented to the district attorney's office for filing consideration. Read a statement from the DA's office. Ms. Shriner remains out of custody on bond. A formal case presentation is anticipated within the week. Our officer will make a filing decision shortly thereafter. LAPD released a 911 call made after the shooting, which appears to show Shriner believed she was being shot at by one of the suspects. There were 3 men. She says there were 3 men, and one of them shot her, and the cops are looking for him right now. They have their guns out. Shriner is heard in the background saying, I had my gun. And he said, put the gun down, put the gun down. I said, put down your expletive gun. And then he shot me. Shriner was not among the hit and run suspects, but while pursuing one of them who had reportedly been running through a backyard, police came upon Shriner. She was hit by police gunfire in the shoulder area and fled into her home. She was later taken into custody and transported to a hospital. Shriner is the author of 2 best-selling memoirs. My Life in a Harem? Oh, geez. She seems kind of stupid to me, but yeah, the guy was breaking into her house. He fled from the scene and was trying to break into her house. So like, does she not know the difference between the cops and like not the cops? Like, were they all undercover and not in their police cruisers or what? Because like, I feel like she saw them when they got out of their cruisers. I thought. 2 plus 2 equals 7 in this case. Something weird is going on. Did someone say harem? She apparently was in a harem. She alleged that she was shot by them, but the report says the cops shot her in the shoulder. Yeah, so apparently in that article, she was saying Okay, wait, hold on. Let me pull this back up. Like, it sounds almost as if she thought that the cops were the bad guys or something. So, because it says LAPD released the 911 call made after the shooting, which appears to show Shriner believed she was being shot at. Believes she was being shot at by one of the suspects. There were 3 men. She says there were 3 men, and one of them shot her, and the cops are looking for him right now. The 911 caller says they have their guns out. Did AI write this article? Well, it's not actually giving credit to anyone. I can't tell if she's dumb or like if she was just confused. I'm starting to wonder if the person who wrote this is dumb. Hold on, let's see. Okay, so this one says that a human wrote it. This is actually giving credit to a human. I don't know if that human actually exists, but Andrew Blankenstein. Oh. Okay, newly released police footage shows a best-selling author and wife of Weezer's bassist armed with a handgun as she was confronted by LA Police Department officers searching her Eagle Rock neighborhood for a trio of hit-and-run suspects earlier this month. Put the gun down. Hey, put the gun down. Officers are heard saying in the body cam video as they looked over a backyard fence and saw Jillian Shriner. Lay the gun down, officers yelled repeatedly. Ma'am, put the gun down. Ma'am, we're trying to help you. Officers repeatedly identified themselves as police and told Shriner she could be shot if she doesn't put the gun down. One officer is heard in the video saying, she just pointed it, not at us, but she just lifted it up. Seconds later, another officer says, oh, she racked it. Gunfire followed immediately. LAPD says 2 officers fired and wounded Shriner in the shoulder. No officers were injured. At least 8 gunshots could be heard in the recording. Holy shit, what is this, like Attack of the Stormtroopers? 8 shots are fired and only 1 hits. Wait, why does this article have 3 writers attached? What? So the thing that I find to be insane, though, is that she didn't call the police before, right? Because my first thought is, someone's breaking into my house. Yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my defense weapons ready, right? Ah, and then you grab the phone and you go on the phone and you go, hey, somebody's breaking into my house and I have to shoot them. But that's what you should do. Was what you do. Someone's breaking into my house and I am going to shoot them. Because what's also weird here is that the person that was breaking into the house or tried to break into the house, well, they were gone. So she thought they came back because they weren't there. She had to have seen them leave. So she saw them leave, still didn't call the police, mind you. So she's not calling police when she needs to call police, but then she calls police. Well, while the police are there. Something really there. This is really weird. Hold on. So, yeah, just a little lesson for you. Okay. If you are going to use a firearm, don't wait until after the cops have shot you to call the police. Call 911 right away and let them know someone's breaking into my house. I have to shoot them. Like something very bizarre is happening here. Ugh. And it happened in California. I don't know who anyone's going to side with because they hate guns, but they also hate the cops. No footage from the officers? No, the footage was released. We're just not watching it. Like the screenshots of the images of you seeing her like wandering with the guns, like that's like body cam footage. I'm pretty sure it was body cam footage, right? I mean, it's saying newly released police video. Oh God, do we want to watch this? Usually that stuff happens in Florida. Yeah, that's true. All right, let's see here.
Provide you with information about an officer-involved shooting that occurred, features related to the case, so you can have a better understanding of what occurred based on what we know right now. The LAPD conducts
I'm scared of this woman.
To a California Highway Patrol, CHP, request for assistance.
Officers are on an accident eastbound 134, just west of Figueroa, and one of the drivers took for the, oh, sorry.
Okay, hold on. On the 130.
Okay, so this is the call about the hit and run.
That angle. The angle of the camera prohibits viewers from seeing everything the officers saw and experienced. Upon activation, both audio
Oh, there we go. Bye, Vengeance Demon. Have a good night.
I see him.
Moments later, nearby residents informed an officer on the perimeter that they had seen one of the suspects in their backyard jumping into a neighbor's yard.
Hey, sir. He's in the backyard? Where is he at right now? In the other yard? Okay. Do you still see him? Hey. Yeah, I guess he went out the other side on Eagle Vista. What does he look like?
Black shorts, white top, blue shorts, natural hair.
11X38 is requesting a unit on Eagle Vista 1 east of Waldo.
Actually, the officers reporting that the suspect is last seen eastbound on Eagle Vista from Waldo from the resident's backyard. It's going to be a male black, white shirt, blue shorts.
Yeah. We have units right now going the other side.
Yeah, but looking through the resident's backyard.
Shortly thereafter, a CHP officer entered a residence in the 5300 block of Waldo Place, where one of the suspects had last been seen, and the officers followed to provide backup.
375.
Can one of you back me for going to his house?
Additional on our
Yeah.
additional on our
There's a homeowner that came out.
green also shirt, red, and black afro.
He wants us to. Hey, sir. Hey, give me 1 second. Inside the house right now. Yeah. I think we just go in there.
Just go in?
Hey, wait.
Yeah, they just want to respond over there. He will miss down all day. I'll deal with the fire. And also, if there's anyone posting to look at PHP, if anyone will switch over to one of the Claymars channels, the mutual aid channels, so that you guys are talking on the same frequency.
While in the rear yard of that residence, the officer saw a woman in an adjacent rear yard armed with a handgun.
Yeah, they definitely weren't hiding that they were cops.
That woman was later identified as Jillian Shriner.
That's fine.
The officers
Don't
gave
care.
Shriner repeated verbal commands to drop the.
Just show me the video footage.
Put the gun down. What?
Hey, hold the frequency. We got out of the suspect.
I have an armed resident. Hey, put the gun down! Put it down! Put it down on the ground! Put it down on the ground! Help call for a 450 female with a gun. We'll be behind the residence. Lay the gun down! Lay the gun down! We got one that goes, we got an armed suspect. Do not! Man, put the gun down! Put the gun down! Put the gun down! She's walking away. Party's walking away. Yeah. She's armed. Long gray shirt, black hair, black pants.
Okay, she's walking away. So
Put the gun down! Yeah, she looks like gun. Man, put the gun down, okay?
yeah, so they think she's the suspect. I thought they knew that they were chasing a male. Right. So they're totally not focusing, especially when they said she's walking away. Okay, she's walking away. Because it's one thing if you decide to walk away and they're a person, no matter whether they're a suspect that you're chasing or not, is pointing a gun at you. Yeah, you need to make sure that you defuse that situation. Sure. But you know that's not your suspect. You know that. You fucking know that. You know that she was in her home and she was walking into her own backyard. Yeah, from the way she was walking around, it's apparent she's not looking to do anything to anyone. Yeah, she was surveying her own property. She's wandering around her property because she's like, "Hey, what the fuck is going on in my backyard?" How convenient! They're next to the fence. We can't see shit. I know. As soon as they said she's walking away, they should have been like, "Okay, let's go find our suspect."
Are you have cover?
This is not. No one handled any of this very well.
Yeah, I can't see her right now. The gun's not up. Well, we're trying to help you. Put the gun down. Come on with your hands up. Drop the gun. You're gonna get shot. You're getting shot. It's the police. Drop the gun. Drop the gun. We have one at gunpoint. They were armed with the gun. Put the gun down! Hey, what is she? I can't see from. What is she doing right now?
Oh, why can't you see, officer?
Not enough, but she just lifted it up.
Some stormtrooper shit. Yeah, they're escalating for no reason. The following is body-worn video from the partner officer who responded to this incident.
Put the gun down. Hey, hold the frequency. We got eyes on the suspect. Hey, ASAP, we got eyes on the suspect. We're in the rear residence of.
You do not have eyes on the suspect. That's not the suspect. Oh my God. So this guy thinks that it's this. Does he think that this is the hit and run suspect?
Auto. Lay the gun down. Hey, he has a gun. Do that. Put the gun down. Put the gun down. Walk away.
Behind a fence on a private property. That's going to be a lawyer's wet dream. Yeah, this is fucked up.
Hey, it's a female Hispanic, long gray shirt, black hair, black pants. She has a gun in her hand. Put the gun down. What's that gun? Yeah, put the gun down, okay? Yeah. Need a play, me. Don't do that. Yeah, I can't see you right now. You don't shut up. I'm trying to help you. Yeah, put the gun down.
This is
Drop the
terrible.
gun. You're gonna get shot. You're getting shot. It's the police. Drop the gun. Drop the gun.
Okay, so we basically already watched all this.
Yeah. Redeploy here. You only have one eye. God, I can't see you right now. Don't shut up. We're trying to help you.
It looks like that location's gonna be Eagle Vista. The long driveway up in the middle, kind of at the top of the hill between Waldo Place and Eagle Vista.
So this is her security footage of her going, hey, what the fuck's going on? So
fled into her residence. Here is an additional 911 call made after the officer-involved shooting.
Oh, there were 3 men. She says there were 3 men, and one of them shot her, and the cops are looking for him right now. They have their guns out, and, like, I don't know if they found him yet or not, but they told me to not look out the window, so I'm not doing that.
So he's not in your yard. You don't know that he's there?
Well, he was in my yard because that's where he shot her.
Oh, okay.
He shot from the other side? Okay, he shot from the other side of the gate.
Other side, I had my gun.
Okay.
And he said, put down that gun, put down that gun. I said, put down your fucking gun.
Oh,
and
okay.
then he shot me.
Okay, that's what happened, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a gun.
So you guys don't know where he went?
Okay, babe, just please breathe, okay? Okay, how long do you think until someone can be here?
Well, the officers are looking for this man. That's why I'm asking. Do you know where he went?
I have no idea
does
where
anyone
he
know
went.
where the actual suspects are? No.
When you got shot?
There are 3 men out.
Yeah, she thinks the cop think she's a suspect. She thinks the cops are the suspect. Yeah. So nobody knows where the suspects are, the actual suspects. The cops decided to zero in on her after knowing that she basically was the opposite of the description of the suspect. They were looking for a black man. She is a white woman. But apparently they decided that even though they were There are people, not only were the suspects going through different people's backyards, but the cops are now going through their backyards as well. Nobody's allowed to be a little bit suspicious about what's going on in their backyard and come out and go, hey, what the fuck? Do I need to call the police because what's going on? No, none of us. We just have to sit here quietly in our house and let our backyards get fucked up and not worry about it at all. Get out of here with that.
At the other side of this fence here.
Okay.
Approximately 1 hour after the officer-involved shooting, Shriner exited her residence and was taken into custody without further incident. Here is additional body-worn video from one of the officers involved in the incident.
Hey, she's shot. She's shot on her arm. Do you want to cuff her? You want me to cuff her? Okay.
She was shot and you're going to cuff her. Wow.
One of the 3 initial suspects wanted for the hit and run was ultimately detained by CHP officers a short distance away. He was subsequently questioned and released.
Oh my God.
CHP investigators will be submitting the hit and run case for filing consideration against this suspect. It was later determined that Shriner was not involved in the initial hit and run incident and actually lived at the residence she was seen at.
Yeah, no
Los
shit.
Angeles Fire Department paramedics responded and transported Shriner to a local hospital to be treated for the gunshot wound she sustained as a result of the officer-involved shooting. While there, medical staff determined that Shriner would require extended treatment and admittance to the hospital. Investigators recovered a Glock 9mm handgun Shriner was armed with, as well as a spent cartridge casing at scene, and booked them as evidence.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Shriner was absentee booked for attempted murder. She was subsequently released from custody after posting bail and is scheduled back to court on April 30th, 2025. Jillian Shriner is a 51-year-old resident of Los Angeles.
In the next several months, the LAPD will continue to investigate and analyze this incident. We will
Why?
continue interviewing any new witnesses that may come forward and complete any forensic tests. After the investigation is complete, our Critical Incident Review Division will forward their findings to the Chief of Police, who will make his recommendation to the Civilian Board of Police Commissioners. The board will evaluate the evidence to determine whether the officer's tactics, drawing and exhibiting a weapon, and use of deadly force in this instance complied with LAPD policy and met the high standards expected of all LAPD officers. Additionally, the Office of the Inspector General conducts a parallel and independent review of the investigation and will provide its recommendations to the board. If you would like more information on how the LAPD investigates all serious uses of force, visit lapdonline.org, where you can find the LAPD's use of force policy and procedures.
LAPDonline.org. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. Holy crap.